And you know what happens around here on Tuesdays? We make you a little smarter when it comes to the world of automotive technology and car stuff in general. Time for Ron the Car Guy, but Ron is still luxuriating beachside.
He is.
Mm-hmm. So
yes.
Joe, the other car guy, joining us from Westside Auto.
And I try to put the image of Ron luxuriating beachside out of my head.
Absolutely.
as we move forward into this segment.
Yeah, I only want photos of like palm trees.
Yeah.
No selfies.
Big, big Hawaiian shirt on, blousey shirt on, shorts, sandals. Yeah, he's living it up.
Probably a metal detector.
Yeah. Looking for car parts. All right, so what are we talking about here today, Joe?
We are talking about how to properly repair a tire. Tires are, that's an expensive part on your car, and the average cost of a tire is about $110. When you take the low and the high, that's about where it ends up. So making sure that it's properly repaired, A, for your safety, and B, to make sure that you get the most life out of those tires is what's most important.
This is the worst time of year to have that happen, to be stuck out in the cold. And I imagine you'll cover this, but it'd be nice to know if there's a way to keep that from happening.
Yeah, exactly. And we ran, just yesterday alone, over 100 AAA calls.
100?
Wow.
And that was just AAA, and we have some other providers that we help out with also. But
for what, batteries or
batteries, tires, lockouts, car won't start. Yeah,
my.
And it's the worst possible time of year, and then you're telling them it's gonna be 4 hours before you're there, and it's 8 degrees. And
yeah.
So anyway, that's a different story for a different time, I suppose. But so when can a tire be repaired is kind of what we're talking about. The first one, a puncture must be in the center of the tread.
Okay.
Anything that's out on the shoulder, or can you throw a plug in the sidewall? That doesn't happen.
Okay. So we were talking about the meat of the tire there.
Yeah, it's got to be within that designated area with the yellow arrows there. Otherwise, it is a safety issue. The other photo that we've got there is a tire must come off the wheel in order for it to be repaired. For this reason that you see here, we call that coffee ground. Some people call it tire dust. But what that is if you've run on a tire that's flat, you keep driving it, or you don't know it when you get in it and you drive it, that is the inner liner of the tire physically coming apart and grounding off inside. So it's compromised the safety of that tire.
Okay.
So would that tire have to be replaced then?
That tire has to be replaced. There's no safe way there's no repair once the inner liner starts going away on it. There's some other things that should be considered on it. If a tire is at 330 seconds or less, the DOT says that tire shouldn't be on the road anyway. So, save your money and your safety and don't fix that.
But Joe, the car guy, I don't have a micrometer. How am I going to check it whether or not it's that depth?
Sure. Most people also won't have the tire machine in their garage. So, whoever you choose to take that tire to should be watching out for your safety. This is actually designated by the Rubber Manufacturers Association of how to repair a tire, and these are the guidelines. And out on the farm, in the farm tire, you can throw the plug in it from Walmart, or that'll work out there. But at 70 miles an hour with your family in the car for 40,000 miles, that doesn't do it justice.
You don't want to mess with that.
Yep. There's some other things. There's sealants out there, the Fix-A-Flat and the slime. That is your repair shop's worst nightmare.
You guys hate that, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. That's fine for like a lawnmower tire.
Right.
So you can keep going. It'll actually add cost to the tire repair because somebody's going to have to physically wash and clean that out.
Now, does that material, does it interfere with any of the the monitoring devices inside the tire too?
Most of them say that they are safe for tire sensors. So in the worst case scenario, when you have absolutely no other choice, it's better than sitting on the side of the road.
Right.
But as far as that's how I'm going to fix my tire and be fine, that's not ever the route
It's not
you
a
want to
fix.
go.
It's a temporary solution.
At best.
Is it better than to just put the spare on than to put that Fix-A-Flat in there?
Oh yeah, if you have a spare, definitely use the spare. A lot of times, some cars, when they're trying to meet the different standards for miles per gallon and stuff, don't even have a spare now because they think that extra 8 pounds is going to help get them to the magic miles per gallon number. So they'll have a can of sealant and a little air pump, and that's it. And so, like I said, that's better than being on the side of the road when it's 8 degrees, but at the same time, it's temporary at best.
What's the most common puncture that people try to repair or think that can be repaired?
Most people like a nail or a screw. If they see it, they'll pull it out, and they have these little tire repair kits that you can pick up at a big box store and shove it's called a rope plug through. Well, you can't see the inside of it. You know, you don't know what's going on with that tire. You're just hoping that it'll hold air. Again, that's okay if you've got to get from point A to point B at lower speeds.
To get a repair.
But it's not a permanent solution. It's, hey, I'm, in Timbuktu.
So what would you guys do differently than if you had a plug and taking the tool and shoving the plug in the hole that you maybe you picked up a nail and you took a plug and stuffed it in there? What would you guys do different once you got it to your place?
Yeah, once it comes in, we're going to dismount it from the wheel altogether so we can inspect the inner liner, make sure that coffee grounds that we were talking about aren't inside of it. And then as long as it's a 1/4 inch diameter or less, then we can repair that tire safely.
That's not large at all. That's small.
Right, yeah, and what there is there's the steel belts that are inside of a tire, or the way they're constructed. They're weaved together, and so if it gets much beyond that, then it actually breaks those and compromises the safety of it. We use what's called, and the only way to do it, not just because we use it, but what's approved, is there's a plug patch combo. And so instead of just patching your tire or just plugging your tire, it uses both, because then it fills the hole and it also seals the inner liner. So it's the best possible repair that you can have.
So you got the plug here, then the patch here where the air pressure holds it over
Correct.
the patch.
But again, it's got to be in the middle of the tread.
Yep, it's still got to be in that center tread. If it's outside of that, you need a different tire.
Okay.
Also on 4-wheel drive and all-wheel drive vehicles, if somebody tells you, you need all 4 tires replaced because one's damaged, that may sound weird to you because you're thinking, well, why do I need to replace all 4 if just one of them's injured? The reason for that is the 4-wheel drive and all-wheel drive systems, they work on such small amounts of tolerance that if you have 1 brand new tire and 3 worn out tires, you can actually cause thousands of dollars in damage.
From all the gears and differentials.
Yeah, because you've now changed the ride height that the vehicle's supposed to be at, and it may be a 1/4 of an inch.
Yeah, your stagger is off, is what they call it. They call it stagger.
Yep, but over time, that's going to allow components to wear unevenly. So on all-wheel drive vehicles, or 4-wheel drive, if it's greater than a 2/32, which is a 1/16 of an inch,
wow, that's almost
between tires, they've got to be all replaced.
That's crazy.
Well, and that can be from inflation too, can it?
Yeah, yeah. Properly inflated tires are the key.
Definitely check on that as well. All right, so if anybody has any other questions, tire-related type questions, or maybe they did get a flat on the side of the road and they need somebody to assist them, you guys can do that too,
absolutely. Right? You can call us at 225-9090. We do dispatch, just cash calls for anybody, that's in need of service in the Des Moines area. You don't have to be a AAA member or anything like that. If you are, contact AAA and they'll dispatch us out to you. Or if you have any other tire questions, give me a call down there. The only thing that I can suggest for a way of prevention that you were kind of talking about earlier is just making sure that they're properly inflated before you leave, whether that be in the morning, whether it be before you leave for work. That can sometimes prevent, automatically having to have a repair or ending up with a shredded tire that puts you in a worse spot.
Right.
Wonderful. Well, thank you, Joe the Car Guy.
You bet. Thank you,
Appreciate
guys.
it.